In this video, we have the top 10 latest updates for stocks in the news right now. This is to save you time, save the world, and make you wealthy. Hi, how is everyone doing? Welcome back to Supergirl Investing Series. Please like and subscribe to this channel for daily updates on all of the latest and greatest stock news of the day. I know that your time is very valuable, so I do have timestamps in the description box below. Let's get started. Number one for the hot stock of the day, we have ticker symbol TRIT, TriTerris. Now this is a leading fintech company for trade and trade finance, and I have a huge catalyst coming up for this stock. But basically I need to tell you about the rumors that are going on a little bit, pick a little, talk a little, if you will. So first of all, they're very undervalued. One of the analysts that's very good with financial stocks like this, he has a price target that is currently 200% above the actual price target, the actual share price that is currently around $7. Essentially what happened was there was a very scathing short seller report that happened a while ago and sent the stock plummeting around 50%, and it has not rebounded since. In fact, it's been downgraded by another analyst, which sent the stock down further. Now, just so you know, there is an average price of $19 per target. It is on a buy rating for most analysts. That's the average rating. So basically what happened was TriTerris, the CEO, actually responded to the scathing short seller and said that was absolutely false. He debunked everything, but the stock price still, it seems that investors are not really believing that. So what TriTerris did today, which I think will be very good for the stock and a really good catalyst moving forward, is TriTerris announces independent investigation by the audit committee to address and review recent short report. So basically what they're doing is, instead of taking their word for it, they are making sure that their company, TriTerris, is audited. So this is such a good thing. We're making sure that the company is transparent, is translucent, and is actually doing the correct numbers that they say they are doing, which I love. I think this is going to be huge for the stock. I know this is a very risky play right now, but I think it will be a fantastic thing for the stock and the stock price. And I think now it can actually move to the $23 price target that it has, and will be a major catalyst if the audit actually gives the correct numbers that the company was saying it did. With the full support of management, the audit committee has initiated an independent investigation into accusations made by a recent short report that has caused significant volatility in the company's share price. The investigation will be overseen by the audit committee of the company's board of directors. The audit committee is in the process of selecting the legal counsel that will conduct the investigation into the blockchain, related party transaction, and other accusations made. The undertaking of this investigation by an independent third party is enthusiastically supported by the CEO and executive management, and the company expects the review to set the record straight regarding the false and/or incomplete information included in the recent short report. The company has also announced that they will be replacing KPMG as the company's independent accountants to further separate the operations of TriTerris from its related party company, Rhodium. KPMG resigned as the company's independent accountants effective January 20th, 2021. Honestly, I think this is going to send the share price skyrocketing, especially when we get the results. So be on the lookout for that. It's already, as I can see, grown about 8%. As you can hear my little weebles popping. So it's rose about 8%, which is pretty good, but I would get in right now just specifically because it is dipping, there is a confirmation, and there's some very strong catalysts with that. Stock number two, we have ticker symbol AUPH. I know we talked about this yesterday, so if you want to watch that video, just type in my search bar, top 10 stocks to buy now. This is also known as Aurinia Pharmaceuticals, and they just got FDA approval for their Aurinia Pharmaceuticals Lupkynis for adult patients with active LN lupus nephritis. Now, what I actually wanted to talk about was its upcoming catalyst, which is going to be its next earnings report, because they just had a conference call to discuss the approval and discuss their next steps. And they have some really juicy, beautiful next steps that they're doing. And I think you're going to find this very entertaining to see the results moving forward, because they said the next 30 days, the next 60 days, and the next 180 days are going to be very profound in how their drug is doing. So be ready to see some news on how well it's doing and how well it's performing. So I just wanted to give a few highlights about the conference call, just to give you a brief understanding of what the company's about, what they're doing for their upcoming catalysts, and how they're moving forward with the commercialization plan. So first of all, they were very excited on their conference call. You could tell that they were very excited about the FDA approval. Lupkynis is truly distinct and has a major advantage to TRIT LM, which is where the immune system attacks the kidneys. 80 to 100,000 people in the US alone have LN, and the dose is modified based on EGFR modifications. They have a current patent until December 2037. And what's very exciting about this is that they actually started hiring and training their salespeople. So they had their whole team in September, and they wanted to find a sales force that had very good expertise in LN, so they would be able to directly speak with healthcare workers and patients. The CEO said that they currently had $400 million in cash, so great balance sheet going forward. And basically what the problem with LN is that it can cause irreversible kidney problems and eventually lead to kidney failure. Patients that were treated with Lupkynis plus therapy were 3 times more likely to have renal response than just therapy alone. It was also twice as fast as just therapy, and the risks are predictable and manageable. And they actually lower the dosage, which is a really big deal. They lower it when the patient is able to make them more comfortable. So let's talk about this commercialization plan, because I think this is going to be a huge catalyst moving forward. And what they want to do is establish a standard of care with their treatment, because with higher renal response leads to higher outcomes in the patient. Number 2, early treatment detection. There's usually huge delays in rare disease, and this is a rare disease, even though it affects so many Americans. They want to make sure that the diagnosis is early detected, and they want to make sure that their patients actually are supported with copays, and make sure that they're basically holding their patients' hands along the way with knowledge. So they started the Aurinia Alliance, which helps patients via their website for reimbursement and a 24/7 help center. Number 3, they also want no delays in LN diagnosis, because this can result in irreversible kidney failure. And number 4, they want to make sure it's affordable. We just talked about the reimbursement program copay. The best part about this drug is that it shows faster results, a higher efficacy regardless of age or gender, which is very amazing. So diverse populations can have this and have the same results. They're expecting $65,000 per year per patient, but remember that there is a reimbursement program. It's copay, so it's essentially the insurance that is going to provide for that. And they already said this morning, again, they were so excited about this, that they already have prescriptions growing through, and they already started their commercialization. They're expecting their peak year sales to be above $1 billion. That's their current goal. And honestly, I think they can achieve it. I think they have a really great sales force, and it's just going to depend on the numbers. The proof is in the pudding. So once they start getting those results, once they start getting some revenue, once they start revving that up, I think the sales price is just going to go up the roof. Up the roof? Go on the roof. So that's what to look out for, is the sales that's going through, because they are going full force right now. And if you would like to see a full video about the conference call, leave a comment below. And also leave a comment and let me know what stocks you would like me to talk about next. Number 3, we have ticker symbol TSLA, and of course that is one of my favorites, Tesla. Now it did get up to $900 in share price this morning when we had that really big high, but then everything came crashing down. My soul was crushing. But it was a nice shopping spree to go on. I hope all of you took advantage of that. Now, Tesla actually has some major catalysts coming up. We talked about this in the last video as well because they have their earnings report this week, so that should be something juicy. But what I wanted to talk about was their upcoming catalysts, which is in a Bazinga article. Tesla moves closer to new FSD full service driving 5nm chip in Samsung partnership. Tesla is currently developing FSD vehicles. To do this, the company needs the right combination of hardware and software. In 2016, Tesla began developing its own hardware chips to accelerate its FSD dream, saying the off-the-shelf option wasn't powerful enough. So essentially, they were trying to make their own chips, but they decided against it, apparently. Tesla's update to the 2016 FSD computer chip is supposedly 5nm compared to the 14nm of the hardware found in vehicles on the road today. So Tesla will be partnering with Samsung to produce the chip, which was the same manufacturer as before. According to electric mass production is slated for the end of 2021. Now, I know this sounds like a very far off catalyst, but I think it's great that they're developing something smaller, that they're developing something with a partner who knows what they're doing. And I think it's going to help with production by the end of 2021. And the revenue should be spiking up a little bit more. Now, Samsung is not traded via the New York Stock Exchange, but this is something good for Tesla because they are currently working on FSD, which they are the leading competitors in. So this just makes a bigger bullish case for FSD driving with Tesla. So number 4, we have ticker symbol SPLK, which is Splunk. So they're actually having a conference tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called the Splunk Predictions 2021. This is going to be a major catalyst. It says it's a virtual event where we'll discuss the impact of rapidly accelerating digital transformation in the IT and security spaces and the emerging technologies shaping our lives. So this is going to be a very fun event, and as you know, during conference calls, during these presentations, it usually gives a lot of notion and a lot of focus on the stock especially, and you can see what's going on with the stock, you can see what innovation they're coming up with. So I think this should be a juicy one. A few things that they're going to talk about tomorrow is digital transformation. The shift to cloud and data technology is in its highest gear. Economic turmoil, the most successful organizations will press forward, but with a laser focus on the customer. Talent success means designing for virtual first, recruiting on a global scale, and installing critical new skills. So basically, they're going to talk about the emerging technology that they believe is going to be focused on in 2021 and in the years to come. I think this is going to be very good, not only for the stock, but also for other stocks that you might be interested in as well. So this is definitely an upcoming catalyst for Splunk. So it's also going to talk about AI, ML, self-learning ML will deliver real value if we can beat adversarial sabotage. They talk about 5G, AR, VR, immersive collaboration tools will lead an AR revolution, but the clock is ticking on VR. Amazing. They're going to talk about zero trust, supply chain vulnerability. The bad guys won't just attack your network, they'll attack your stuff. So suppose that's cybersecurity. Vishing, social engineering moves up a notch as voice-based phishing takes off. They're also going to talk about observability. Integrated monitoring across hybrid infrastructure is hard to achieve, but failure is the alternative. Automation, and then cloud. 2020 demanded we move fast and break things. In 2021, we may pay the price. So it sounds like very interesting topics that they're going to cover on this, but just be on the lookout for what you actually want to learn about, and maybe if you're involved in some other tech stocks, you can see what's moving forward and what the new innovations are. So it sounds very juicy, and it also sounds great for the stock. Number 5, we have ticker symbol AQMS. This is Aqua Metals. Aqua Metals is reinvesting lead recycling with this partnered aqua refining technology. Unlike smelting, aqua refining is a room temperature water-based process that emits less pollution to allow the company to vastly reduce environmental impact and scale lead acid battery recycling production capacity by supplying equipment, services, and licensing the aqua refining technology to partners. So they're essentially a company that is helping the environment as much as they possibly can. An upcoming catalyst for them is going to be this week on the 27th. It is a conference at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's an investor webcast to have basically a Q&A with the CEO. We're really excited about that. And it's to discuss the recent news, which I will bring you up to date with. Aqua Metals and BASF established global partnership. Announced it's partnered with BASF to supply electrolyte, cooperate commercially, and explore technical improvements to enhance aqua refining performance. BASF will provide the initial supply of Aqua Metals electrolyte for all new licensed facilities and will be the preferred supplier partner to all licensees for ongoing electrolyte needs. Both companies have agreed to align their business activities in order to provide their customers with an integrated solution. In addition, Aqua Metals and BASF plan to explore technical enhancements to further improve the electrolyte formulations for improved aqua refining performance and increased equipment longevity. This partnership will offer aqua refining clients a sustainable and integrated solution. So be out on the lookout for the shares to rise in accordance to if the CEO delivers the best outcome and shows some numbers going forward. Right now, it's all about the numbers. Otherwise, the investors tend to drop the share price. So be out on the lookout for that. It's great that they decided to partner. Stock number 6, we have ticker symbol SOL, Raylinaires. Now, the share price of this is at $26, and the share price actually fell almost 22% today. So what caused this? It says Raylinaires Power announces $250 million direct offering of AZRX. A leading fully integrated solar project developer today announced that it entered into securities purchase agreements with several institutional investors for the purchase and sale of 10 million ADS, each representing 10 ordinary shares at a purchase price of $25 per ADS. So the catalyst is that they are going to close this on the 27th. So make sure if you are interested in buying this company or interested in holding this for the long term and would like the potential dip or potential pullback that we have seen, I would buy now on the dip around $26. It looks like it's going up a little bit after hours. And then just wait for the share price to go up a little bit after the closing is announced on the 27th. So that's something to look out for. And if you haven't gotten a position but want a position right now, I think now is a really good time. Now remember, this is a direct offering, which means institutional investors, which is a very good thing. It's not a public offering, it's a direct offering. So we have a lot of long-term institutional investors that are coming in to help this company with green energy. Sol is a leading global solar project developer and operator. The company focuses on solar power project development, construction management, and product financing services in more than 10 countries around the world. The business is spread across the globe, essentially. The company's strategy is to pursue high-margin project development opportunities in these profitable and growing markets, specifically in the US and Europe, where the company has a market-leading position in several geographies. Number 7, we have ticker symbol AZRX. So AZRX is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company specializing in the development of targeted non-systemic therapies for GI diseases. The company has a pipeline of 3 gut restriction GI clinical programs. So this is in the pipeline. So these are 3 potential catalysts to look out for this year, but we're not even talking about that. We're going to talk about the huge upcoming catalyst soon. The lead therapeutic candidate is MS-1819 for the treatment of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, EPI, in patients with cystic fibrosis and chronic pancreatitis. This is currently in phase 2 clinical trials. So it already has 3 products in its pipeline. Now, they just announced this news, and this is why I'm so bullish on this company. It says announces first 2 patients dosed in phase 2 of MS-1819 that we just talked about in cystic fibrosis patients. This is using immediate release capsules for the treatment of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency for cystic fibrosis. They will continue to be treated for the duration of the next 2 weeks. So that's an upcoming catalyst. Once we find out the results for that, whether bad or good, the share price will go up within the next 2 weeks when the results are expected. It says, as expected, the Data Monitoring Committee, DMC, remains supportive of our program with no safety concerns regarding the design and protocol of the study. We are given the opportunity to thoroughly explore optimal doses and capsule types that will help guide our future development plans in a phase 3 program. We will continue our preparation for a successful FDA meeting later this year. So that's the second catalyst. It looks like they're very confident about the product and they have more time to develop it further, so it should be a great catalyst. Now, what I wanted to talk about, which is the third catalyst, says top-line data results for this study are anticipated in Q1 2021 as enrollment remains strong. So they're going to give you the results within the next, I would say, 1 to 2 months for this study that they're doing right now. So expect a huge catalyst either up or down for this product. It is their core product. Now, the shares have spiked a little bit already. But I expect it to pull back a little bit first and then move up exponentially. Number 8, which is ticker symbol DM, and this is Desktop Metals. Now, Desktop Metals, a leader in mass production and turnkey additive manufacturing solutions, today announced the signing of a definitive agreement to acquire EnvisionTech, a leading global provider of volume production photopolymer 3D printing solutions for end-use parts, for total consideration of $300 million. The transaction is expected to close in the first quarter of 2021. I am thrilled to partner with AI and the EnvisionTech team to bring significant growth to the additive market. EnvisionTech is a true pioneer and responsible for many of the leading technologies widely used today to produce end-use photopolymer parts of additive manufacturing. Now, this is a leader in 3D printing, and ARK Invest has actually invested in this company a lot recently, and this is definitely one of the catalysts moving forward for that, especially once they announce the actual partnership has gone through. That's going to be huge for the 3D printing company. So be out on the lookout for that. Stock number 9, we have one of my favorites. This is ticker symbol CRM or Salesforce. Now, this one also saw a little bit of the spike in price, but ever since it dropped down from its acquisition with Slack, and all of its risks have actually been baked into its sale price, which is from what my research has found, that a lot of analysts are saying that that's what happened. So number one of the catalysts is Loop Capital upgrades Salesforce. Says stock fairly reflects the odds, and I completely agree with that. Estimates for CRM have been de-risked to reflect slowing large deal activity, while mid-sized deal activity has accelerated, according to Loop Capital. The Salesforce analyst upgraded Salesforce from sell to hold and established a $225 price target. So it's not really great, but I think it is better than what we were expecting. I think they're going to have a lot of good sales reports, especially since they've been helping with COVID patients so much, and they have been working on their work.com website. Checks indicate a slight recovery in the company's core business, driven by higher mid-sized deal activity and continued strength in the Tableau and MuleSoft businesses, which is two of their products. Large European conglomerates begin to adopt Salesforce.com as their enterprise standard as part of their overall efforts to accelerate their cloud migration. So they're talking about a big influence in European standards. So they're going more globally than they are now, which is going to ramp up their projected sales. So that's a really good catalyst to look out for. The stock already fairly reflects risks, which is relating to the acquisition of Slack. And I definitely agree with that. They definitely took a bit of slack for that. That was a really bad pun. I'm very, very sorry about that. Also, another catalyst that is coming up besides their expected global growth and sales growth is that Salesforce chair and CEO Mark Benioff is going to participate in World Economic Forum Davos Agenda 2021. This is virtually taking place starting today and going to the 29th. On Monday, he will participate in a video session entitled Accelerating Grassroots Innovation. Also on Tuesday, he will be discussing implementing stakeholder capitalism, which should be a really good catalyst as well, because we're all about the stakeholders. On Wednesday, he's going to talk about Make Earth Cool Again. I really love that he's making this a little bit cooler, and he's helping out with the environment. On Thursday, they will participate in Accelerating Grassroots Innovation, option 2. So this is what we were talking about a little bit more. Now, they're very customer based, so customer centric, and they're trying to grow their businesses as much as they possibly can. So having a grassroots company get driven up as much as it possibly can is great for their company as well. They said once their customers do well, they do well as well. And finally, we have stock number 10, which is ticker symbol LGVW, Longview, which is an acquisition that is partnering with Butterfly Network. Another major catalyst to look out for is on February the 12th is actually their merger date. They literally just announced this as I was recording it. So it says Butterfly Network and Longview acquisition announced Dr. Todd Feuchterman to become president and CEO of the combined company. Special meeting of stockholders to be held on February 12th, with immediately closing expected following stockholder approval. So immediately after it is closed, they will decide whether they want to move forward with the merger or not, and it should be approved. So this is really huge, incredible news. Has named Dr. Feuchterman as president and CEO effective February 1st, in advance of the closing of its announced business combination with Longview. Dr. Feuchterman joins Butterfly after nearly 10 years at 3M. He was with Johnson & Johnson. We are very excited Todd has joined Butterfly as president and CEO to lead the company at this critical stage. So basically they are actually starting to fight COVID with their product, with their number one product. There's no news on this as of yet, but if they have good sales with this, or if they have good training with this, there should be some news that's expected, and it will send the share price going a little bit better. It did decrease slightly today because the whole market was going insane. So it says multi-organ point of care ultrasound for COVID-19 international expert consensus. Multi-organ point of care POCUS, POCUS, including lung ultrasound, LUS, which is what they do portable ultrasounds, and focus cardiac ultrasound, FOCUS, as a clinical adjunct has played a significant role in triaging, diagnosis, and medical management of COVID-19 patients. The use of ultrasound is suggested in many clinical situations related to respiratory, cardiovascular, and thromboembolic aspects of COVID-19, comparing well with other imaging modalities. So basically what this company does is portable ultrasounds, and they said that this will help fight COVID as well. So once their sale from their Butterfly IQ is actually taken into account, I think that it will help the stock price out a lot. I absolutely love this company. Like, this is one of my absolute favorite companies because it has such a niche market, and it's one of the only competitors in its field. It has a lot of room to grow, and I just absolutely love it. I just wish that there would be more news about it. I wish that they had a better PR team, because they need to be on Twitter. They need to show the news. They need to do essentially what BioNano is doing, because they have a really fantastic product, and I really just wish people had more exposure to it. So if you want me to do a full video on this one, because I am really bullish on it, and you want to see why I'm so bullish on it, please leave a comment below, and please let me know what other full videos you would like to see about different stocks. Thank you so much for watching the top 10 updates of the hottest stock news, the most up to date to save the world, save you time, and to help you be wealthy. If you don't mind, please leave a like, please comment below what stocks you would like to see, and please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Bye, Raylinaires.